You recording on? Why is this sound so weird? Oh, it's very... Oh, there we go. I have the bass down to low. Okay, are we going?
Yeah.
Can the people see that I have no pants on? Really?
Oh, that's
No, seriously, let's not
Which
You
people?
should.
turn off the cameras until we...
you can.
Which people?
The folks at
We
home.
can see you.
Well, that's okay. That's not...
You're making us all a little uncomfortable.
We're
now.
friends. We're not co-workers. I know... Can friends not do that?
That's the place to put food.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that as well.
What? Well, sure, we can wait a bit or something. Will we stop?
No,
What's going on?
carry on. It's all good.
Well, how about someone else say hello?
Okay, I'd like to welcome you all here to this fantastic show where we are going to talk about what?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Kieran.
Over to CV's intro music.
Everybody wants their Friday
Let's go back into it.
Oh, man. Stevie!
And you have never heard it. You've heard it here first, folks. An original.
Hey, Stevie, would
Once
you do
in
us
a-
something as well?
What?
There was a discussion during the week, a hot topic, with one of our main reviewers saying that he thinks he loves the intro music, but he was wondering could we do some outro music as well.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Paul Kilroy. And thank you,
Yeah.
Paul. I think we should thank Paul again for his generous donation there.
Absolutely.
For the mic equipment.
He started, Paul Kilroy, I commented, I think he's seen the comment actually, but he actually started off, sorry I'm just doing the sound thing, but he donated the first €100 to actually get us up and going, and now we have that sound.
I think, yeah. And it was an anonymous donation, so don't say anything to anyone about it, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was anonymous.
We weren't just saying.
Yeah.
So we're back.
Yeah.
We're waiting for food.
you're
I'm
waiting.
waiting for food because for some reason every time we order food, like my one gets forgotten. Because I was forgotten. I think I was a mistake.
Half your food's here.
What?
Half of your food's
Oh yeah. My mother and father watched this. Was I planned?
Yeah.
Love to know that next time I see you. Anyway, how are you keeping?
Sure.
Ah, sure.
Hey, what about the outro music, Stevie? What do you think?
What kind of?
Kind of similar to the intro music, except it's going on the end.
Okay.
Would that be possible?
As long as I know what kind of genre I'll do it.
That one, the very one that we had, except it's kind of like a thing.
Yeah, more like yeah.
Can we do it? You know, before we spoke about the elevator music. Music.
Oh, do a Muzak version of it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that would
Oh,
be
yeah.
I have to figure that out.
Do you think we can?
Could like say we're full now or something like that. You know, we're about to have the Friday feed, and then at the end we're full.
Hey, did anyone ever make you cry at a young age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Who did anyone ever get like pushed off a bike by a little girl?
You did.
Well, don't say it like that. That's traumatic, isn't it?
Come on, tell me about it. What happened?
Well, I can't.
Why?
I just like
Well,
push
What was funny was like that actually was so traumatic that you had blocked it out and
Then-
you just kept thinking that you fell off your bike repeatedly until your mum said.
Oh, that's actually true.
and
Yeah.
Your mum said, "Oh, it was that little girl from down the road that kept pushing." you."
Bitch.
Yeah, I used to
like,
think.
what?
I kept thinking I was. I kept thinking like because I was fairly good when I started off it, and I'm that's why I'm talented. I'm good at getting good at things. So I thought I'd be able to pick up the bike like every other little bastard cycling around. I thought I could cycle like every other little bastard. That's what I said to myself at the age of 4. I said every other little bastard cycling around here, and I went to cycle around here too. And I tried, but I kept falling off. Later to find out I wasn't falling off. I was being pushed off by a little girl. But at that young age, I
Where is that girl now? We need.
What?
To get, where is she now? We need to get her back on the podcast.
will call her.
Call her out.
Call her out. Yeah.
What was her name?
Her name was. I won't say it. Actually, I was gonna. No, I won't.
We can beep it out.
No, she's a lovely person, and you know she's really nice. So I was just trying to focus on the sound.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's weird sitting in different seats. Are we all sitting in different seats?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the fuck happened?
it's really weird. It's really disorientating.
It's a different day, isn't it? It's really. It's a Friday kind of.
Yeah, you're a guest now. You're in the guest seat.
Right.
Not really though, because
Yeah.
not on Friday. feed.
Yeah, guest. Yeah, Stevie had a theory about me being a guest.
Yeah.
What do you think, Stevie?
They're taking over your house. You're now a guest in your own house.
Fuck.
And that, so this is
Like all my stuff was put out in the bin there. Does that mean like am I allowed to stay in one of the rooms or anything? No.
yeah,
No.
definitely.
What?
Is that?
You know that place
there's a
under
notice-
the
Have
stairs?
There's a notice outside, like the property's been changed from residential to commercial and everything. Like you're gone.
Yeah.
There's that little place under the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yours.
All
Hey.
of it.
All of that is yours.
Do you know in the last episode, are we allowed? Haley was asking you about like making autism jokes, or do we get like a pass because we're friends of you in relation to the podcast without making
You
jokes?
can make the jokes, but I won't guarantee I won't make.
Like-
I can make you feel bad afterwards.
Oh yeah, but okay, but like
Yeah, that-
because I was going to
you-
say like you gave away our plan because even though we never told you the plan to take over the house, but like your superpowers that you
People-
have allowed us to see that. Is that true?
I don't know if autism is a superpower.
Well, how come you
Like,
could see but I couldn't see?
I've never heard someone go like, "Is it a bird? Is it a plane?" No, it's autism.
You're not in any Marvel movies yet, but you might be if you stay foiling
Autism
our
boy.
plans.
Mm.
Yeah. Autism lad.
With the power of social anxiety,
Yeah.
sensory overload, and inability to tell sarcasm sometimes.
Jesus, you could actually, yeah.
Massive love of routine.
So, have you any advice for me, Stevie, about what to do about this thing?
About the house.
Yeah.
Not much you can do, Hugh.
It's kind of decided, is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
What, acceptance?
Yeah, acceptance. Can you show
Um, I don't know. I would have to charge a consultation fee.
That's all right. Yeah, I'll give you my word as a gentleman that I'll pay it.
See, usually I accept different things. Like I might accept a house that's been turned into a studio as payment. Like
Well, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
example.
well, we could make that work. We have a house,
Either way, Hugh, you've lost the house.
Okay.
but you have Stevie's.
Advice.
Yeah, but yeah, how to get it back? It's a weird situation if that was actually a thing. Like, 'cause
Is there a
we're-
way of getting it back, Stevie?
all-
No.
We could talk about it. Civil discussion.
Could just change the locks.
That's true, actually. Probably ring the guards too.
Does that seem a bit harsh, though?
Yeah.
Well, it's your house, isn't it, Hugh?
I know, but I don't want to be rude. You know what I mean? Seems very, very
so true.
forceful.
Isn't that so? I think that's really English and Irish thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
Somebody's moved in, somebody's squatting in your fucking house.
But I don't want to cause a scene.
that happened
Like,
to me.
it would seem frightfully inhospitable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
We had this guy when I was like sort of running the house. A family member owned
Yeah.
the house that I was renting in medical school.
Yes.
And I was basically renting out the rooms.
Yes.
And it was a nightmare job. I hated it.
Oh.
And then we had this guy who wasn't English. I'm
What-
not going to say
what was his name?
It's very racist. I can't remember his name.
Wait, no, where was he?
John.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he from Tipperary?
No.
Okay.
He was from Ballingarry.
He was not from England or Ireland or any other region of the United Kingdom. And
God, what
The
happened?
whole world.
two
fo-
Canadian friends come and stay with him. He wasn't
Johnny-
Canadian either.
Johnny Foreigner.
And they lived there for about 3 weeks, and everybody in the house was so pissed off.
I know.
And I was like, yeah, but you can't really throw
Yeah.
people out, can you? Because he
Yeah.
pays rent. And they were like, but they're not.
Yeah.
Fucking basically, he's
It
got
is-
like 3 people.
I know.
All the house already had 5 people in it.
Yeah.
Fucking night, and I was like, oh no, I feel really bad.
know.
Why would I feel bad? That's insane. He's blatantly taking the piss.
Yeah. It's,
And did you say to him?
In the end, yeah, I did.
What did you say?
You know what? He was a big lad, and he was a bit rough. He was from a country that would be known for a level of violence.
Okay.
And I was actually so nervous,
Yeah.
which isn't really like me. I did it outside in the garden because it was summer and everybody had their windows open.
You could run.
If he fucking turns on me,
Yeah.
he's the kind of lad that you'd think sort of wouldn't bat an eyelid at whacking a girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did it outside and was just like, look, this isn't okay. And, you know, you need to go, tell them to go, and then you need to go, and that's it.
What did he say?
He was like, he had his hands like scratching on the table like this. You could see he was like getting fucking.
that's mad. Like,
And then, yeah, within 2 days, those guys
Yeah.
were gone. And then, yeah, at the end of the month, he went. But like, he just fucking, like, he left his room all fucked up and like robbed a few things and shit like that. It's just-
that's mad. I do it on the other end. I've been on the receiving end. I've also been asked to leave loads of places in the past. Yeah, it's hard, like, 'cause you kind of want to
Who asked you
stay.
to leave?
Loads,
Owen, was it?
some
Your family.
Was it Owen?
family and friends, actually. Yeah, quite weird. Like, no, yeah, I've never been asked by a stranger to leave. Just those closest to me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's awful.
Well, that's it. No, that's about to change.
Wait, what? What's happening? I
Nothing.
know. Wait, can we stop the podcast? Because I'm really insecure about that. Am I actually getting
Well,
kicked
like
out?
the last Friday feed was you throwing a tantrum and leaving of your own free will. This one,
Yeah.
I'm actually really.
it,
No, I do have. I'm really insecure about that. Can we stop the podcast? Because it's like. Wait, don't laugh at that. There's something I'm insecure about.
What?
About being kicked out of places.
Well,
I'm only messing.
yeah. Hugh's living under the stairs. So if anyone should be insecure about anything,
I've stood under the stairs before.
insecure.
Really?
Hmm.
Can we? Let's all. Okay, folks. Everyone stop for a minute. We're all going to talk about our insecurities.
Okay, let me show you some.
My.
Who's at the door?
there's somebody at the door. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The pink windmill?
Was it? I thought it was
Pink
Noel
windmill.
Edmonds thing or something.
No, it was Rod Hull and Emu, the pink windmill.
Oh, I don't
Somebody
know.
at the door.
Oh,
It's very distracting, isn't it, when there's
Yeah.
things going on in the background?
Mandy's.
Yeah.
A girl called Helly.
Oh.
Bring him in. Bring them in. Bring him in. Tell him we're on the podcast. Ask him would they come into the podcast.
Bum bum bum. So anyway. So what were you talking about?
Oh, I was feeling insecure about being under the stairs.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, would I be allowed to stay under the stairs, or is that going to be temporary?
Yeah. Do you know? No, you think you? Wait, what would you rather?
I'd rather permanent because I don't want to be homeless.
Yeah.
stairs aren't usually temporary. Though.
Yeah.
Wait, we're going to stop this for a second, and we'll be right back.
After this commercial break, I have 2 words for you: advertising.
And we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're going back into the show now. Hey, have any experience with bowling shoes? Putting on different bowling shoes? Really? Well, Hugh's coming back now. Clap for Hugh. Hugh is back. The reason we had to pause is because Hugh. We're just sorting out the insecurities.
You was feeling insecure. I
Yeah.
had a little panic.
You had to go for a little cry under the stairs.
We had to get chips on the. See that happened. Chips, and so bowling shoes. Well, do you have any things about?
I did,
bowling
yeah.
shoes? Really? That was a random. Yeah.
I used to wear them in Plymouth. They spray this disinfectant stuff into it. It's the grossest thing ever. And in Poland as well, I wore a pair of bowling shoes and went bowling. And it was fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, it was
The
good fun.
experience of wearing the shoes or the bowling itself.
Bowling was fantastic.
Could you soak in like
Other people's
the one
fruit
before
is-
their sweat?
Yeah.
I love that.
I felt the spirit of the other person
yeah, inside
mixed with
ya.
their sweat.
Oh, I
yeah,
know what you mean.
and
Like,
you absorb their sweat, so you absorb their spirits.
would you have like having someone else's liquids inside you is like
Fabulous.
something wonderful, is what I would say.
The sharing of fluids.
No, what? Not the sharing, the receiving. I don't share my
receiving.
fluids with anyone. And I wouldn't share it with any old Tom, Dick, and Harry, but I would receive fluids from any old Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Any old Tom,
There's
Dick, and Harry.
So if any Tom, Dick, and Harry is watching this now, that's a bit weird. There probably is a few Tom,
For a
Dicks,
small
and Harry.
fee,
Yeah.
Kieran will receive
of your fluids.
What do you think? Could that generate some income?
That generates no income. What's this crack with OnlyFans? There's some panic on over that. Anyone know what it is?
Yeah, just about the website. Stevie,
I'm still not fully sure because I'm not sure if OnlyFans themselves have made an official statement.
wait, what?
So,
About what?
They're
Awesome.
banning adult content.
Wait, what?
So basically, they've made
That's fucking-
money off the back of a load of like sex workers for ages. Like they've basically been the main form of income, and OnlyFans takes 20% of whatever you make,
Yeah.
on top of you having to pay tax as well. And so basically they've after making loads of money, and now they're banning it. And I don't fully know why. Apparently, it's pressure from like credit card companies or from banks and stuff. They don't want to be associated, which were in turn pressured by evangelical.
That's what
groups.
happened.
Isn't
Okay.
But I don't know how much of it is speculation and how much of it is
But
true at the minute. It's still kind of people don't really know what's happening fully.
That's
isn't that like the universal social charge where they don't? Hugh, how much do they take? Universal social charge, isn't that something like 20%
Yeah, something like
out of
that.
your money
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the tax have already
Yeah.
taken it? So
Yeah,
that's like a
similar to that.
government. Yeah, that's.
I think, like, 'cause
they are
all-
the same
yeah, it
as
is, yeah, it's
OnlyFans
terrible.
then.
yeah.
outrageous.
Definitely. Wait, what? You're saying that there's too much they're taking?
No, universal social charge is like a
emergency thing, right?
yeah, as an emergency measure, like when everything crashed, to basically like take the money back.
Yeah.
So on top of your tax, you pay something called universal social charge. How much is it, Hugh? It's about 20%, 15, 20%.
Too much. It's so depressing. I don't want to look at it anymore.
So what I'm saying is like already you're taxed, and then you have this big chunk of universal social charge coming out, which is effectively then the same
Another
as
tax.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You take 20% and you're taxed as well.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah, so you've
So the government
you take
are-
in 100 quid.
But it's a private platform.
If I take in 100 quid, I have to pay the VAT man 23 quid, or say,
Yeah.
and then I pay the tax man about 50 quid, and you end up with very little quid.
All I'm
Very
saying
good.
is the government is no different from
Well, I think the government is worse for doing it. OnlyFans is a private platform. I don't know. But sure, when you're signing up for that, does it not say like?
Oh yeah, but the point I was making is like that with OnlyFans is like that they've been, the majority of their income would have been coming from like sex workers who were
Yeah.
using the site, and now they're basically saying, oh yeah, goodbye and good luck.
Oh, I
So,
know what's going
yeah.
on. I understand what's happening now. Yeah.
So
So,
then,
basically,
like-
that credit card thing is a thing. Pornhub, it happened. Pornhub a few months ago, about a year ago. All the credit card companies said, we are not working with Pornhub anymore because you have really fucked up shit on your websites, and we need to. So you either clean your stuff or we're done. And they wanted to work something out because obviously the credit card company is billion dollar industry porn. Credit card company wanted to work with that. So what Pornhub did is they cleaned out all the stuff, no nonsense on it, and now they do take money from it. And I'd imagine OnlyFans being a new thing, there is a lot of like probably mad shit on it that they have to get away from, like because it's so open. It's like sort of like where YouTube was in the day. Anyone can go on and fucking put any weird shit on it, like.
But like I saw a statement that I think was released by
Hello.
them just like yesterday, and it was weird because like when I looked at what they were banning, they're effectively banning anything that wasn't just simple nudity.
Oh,
So like if you were doing any form of anything sexual, whether it was simulated or like,
Yeah.
real, apparently all of that has been banned.
That's
so like
mad.
essentially you'd be allowed upload like nude pictures
Oh, yeah.
or like anything that's nudity, but anything above that
Yeah.
you'd be allowed.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm 100%. I do think it's fucking shit on all the people, you know, the sex workers and in that industry and people who are making money off it. That's 100% shit. I do know a lot of those companies, though, people don't realize they get backed into corners and they don't know
Yeah.
what's going on behind closed
Like,
doors.
I do feel like they probably were backed into a corner because, like, realistically, like I think the person who owns OnlyFans owns like a lot of cam sites as well, so they're in that industry. But like, effectively, like OnlyFans is synonymous with that kind of work. Like, it's used for other things, but if someone mentions OnlyFans, you instantly think of like sex work.
Yeah.
So like, they're not gonna shoot themselves in the foot and get rid of that unless they were actually forced to. 'Cause, like,
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just really weird. But like, I think a lot of people are angry with them most about is the fact that they didn't get in front of the story. That like the story got leaked before
Oh,
any of the
yeah.
creators were actually
Yeah.
emailed
Oh,
or
yeah.
contacted. So basically, they went onto Twitter one day and suddenly it's like, oh shit, this is gone. And
Yeah.
every time and then when they were messaging the company, they were basically saying the opposite of what the news was saying.
yeah.
So then they were like, wait, so is this like an automated reply or is this true? Or like they were just kind of everything was in the air and they hadn't a clue what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it does just sound like fucking. Yeah, like that shit. I don't know. That shit's so. I think people are so quick to like judge like those companies and stuff without. But like that stuff, when you're dealing with like, it's easy to be angry and stuff like that when you're just someone who's a consumer of the company. But like, I don't think people realize like what sort of stress is behind. Like they were. You know, I don't know how much network that company was anyway.
Yeah,
But
weren't
like,
they it was started kind of by accident in a way, didn't it? Like, as in it was it a thing for one or two pop stars or something? Was it only?
It started off originally something similar to like kind of Patreon where you basically
Yeah.
pay for content.
Yeah.
But then like paying for content includes so many different kinds of content. Like, and then it kind of became like a safer way for people to engage with sex work that they didn't actually.
Okay.
They could still make their living, but they wouldn't have been in as much danger as you would be in that line of work. Like, so it's
Cool.
kind of.
Are you telling me that now I can't go online tomorrow, which I was planning on doing, and going online and charging people money to see me receive fluids from Tom, Dick, and Harry?
No, you
That's not happening anymore.
you can until October.
Well,
Now's your
Tom,
opportunity.
Dick, and Harry, we better move.
But it's like, yeah, it's still very up in the air. Like, and I don't know a huge amount about it. I follow a few people online who are talking about it. And like,
Somebody told me there's a bit of a gold rush because of that this warning of a cut-off period has created loads of a boom in the whole industry. Like they all made a fortune because.
yeah, and there's like a load of other similar sites that are kind of jumping in and being like, oh yeah, we can take you on and blah blah. Like, but it's like, but it's hard to know because if it is true that it's like the
Is Craig
banks
thinking of
potential-
opening a line in this area?
Why not? I don't know. What do you think? It's up to you. I'll let you pick this one.
What do you think, Kelly?
I don't know. I don't feel well enough informed on the subject.
Yeah,
I do.
I know.
I do think that sex workers should have a much safer
Environment.
and more monitored environment
I
to
do.
work in.
I mean, some of them
and
do, but yeah.
yeah, I think that industry should be really well supported. I think they have a terrible time.
And credit to OnlyFans, though. OnlyFans did that.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
OnlyFans
Like,
allowed like all those fucking weirdos, like fucking in the porn industry and shit, like using girls and stuff like that, and giving them fuck all. Like that was all cut out thanks to OnlyFans,
Yeah.
which is cool. Like so,
cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's
because there
that's
should definitely be no man involved with like fucking. I don't know who enters these strange girls. Like what the fucking weird
whether
shit.
there's a role for Craig in that at some point in the future.
And
Who
like
knows?
there was still
Well,
some
we
there was still some
I think I'll do it someday.
there was still some like obviously downsides with things like OnlyFans because like there's a whole thing of if like the whole consent thing or whether you're coerced. So like if someone chose to create their own OnlyFans and shows all their content and stuff, that was fine. But then there was like, especially with celebrities, you'd notice where like there'd be a pop star who'd be like 17 or so, or like some actress or something, and like literally up until her 18th birthday, she's like just getting badgered.
Yeah, I've
People be like,
seen that.
you need to make an OnlyFans, you need to make an OnlyFans, you need to make an OnlyFans, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I've made an OnlyFans. I'm like, that's not right. Like someone
Yeah.
shouldn't be making it just because
They have to. Yeah.
they've basically been groomed into doing it for like
Yeah.
2 years by people who just couldn't wait for them to turn 18.
Isn't everything becoming really? I don't know. It's like efficient in a way, I suppose. As in, it's like kind of efficient in a bad way. Like you know what I mean? It's
You mean like monetized
Yeah,
and
exactly,
businessy
yeah.
paid
Yeah,
and
and
all
that
the
kinda
rest
is
of it? I'm sure there's a better word than business.
efficient. Yeah,
fine.
efficient isn't really a good word for it either. I don't know what you would say. It's kind of utilitarian, kind of
The
weirdness.
Yeah. Everything
prob-
is.
The problem I think though is that like those women were being monetized.
They
But at least
were.
now they're monetizing themselves.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you're taking.
They've been
But as in-
monetized for
But there's nothing that's sort
of
of
years.
allowed to go on like creatively anymore in its own little way. Do you know? Everything sort of gets hounded
I
and
know what
and
you mean.
But
structured.
but sure, we're
and-
doing it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
things are allowed. I just think people aren't doing it. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's
Do you
new.
not think we're doing it? Like
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's good new things, and then yeah,
But like, I think there was a time when something like OnlyFans would have just been left alone.
no.
That's the kind of thing
What,
that,
really?
like, yeah,
I think it's the other way around. I think the world is way more open to that stuff. Like if people,
no, I mean, as in, like, it would have just been left to get on with what it was doing and not being hounded, by companies to make changes. That's what I mean.
oh, I agree, but you're also in context of, but also in that same vein, at that same time, you wouldn't have had a website like that because
No.
people would have been so against
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like taking things into context, like
Yeah, it's like some things get easier to do while other things get harder. Like
Yeah.
it's kinda-
yeah, I
it's a
feel
weird
like there's
balance
always
there.
a balance.
it's kind of a yeah. You're right. It
Yeah.
is a balance.
So
It's
it's like-
swings and roundabouts and the whole thing. Yeah.
Like it's more accessible for someone to find that safe space to do sex work, but at the same time, then it's easier for people who are against that line of work to like kind of organize themselves against it. So it's like
Yeah.
from what I read, there was like a lot of like evangelical people in America who were like campaigning for years to try and get rid of like any of these kind of sites or anything like that. Like so, it's like. Although it's easier for like sex workers to mobilize and create these platforms where they can be safe and do like create their own like system where they're in charge of themselves, it also creates the idea that like the other people can fight it easier because they have more resources. So it's like it's a weird.
I remember when I was in America, the big discussion was Al Gore, Tipper, and I. It was Tipper is the wife's name. That parental advisory thing on the lyrics.
Yeah.
That was his wife did that, like, and that was like the major thing, like that you wouldn't
Something
have to hear
mad,
a
like-
swear word in a song. And do you remember those like Green Day? I think had the stickers on the front.
All
parent-
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eminem. Everything.
Yeah. It's like what a lot of shit that was.
Yeah.
And
They're gone now, aren't they? I think it's sort of like gimmick now. People still use, is it?
They did a really weird thing with stuff like that in Germany. Like German artists and bands and stuff had like a strange, like kind of a strange way of fighting with copyright. Like a few other countries I don't know, but especially in Germany, where their logic was you're going if you're going to like censor, like put that sticker, the parental advisory thing, and like censor stuff and not let me play on the radio, I'm going to give you a reason to not to. So like bands like Rammstein,
That's cool. Yeah.
Rammstein, Die Ärzte, and all these. If you look up the lyrics of some of their songs and translate them, there's the most fucked up thing you've ever read. Like it's like really, it's like Die Ärzte has some like because they really sound like a real poppy kind of punk band at times.
Deerstein, isn't it? Have terrible.
Die Ärzte have like and Rammstein as well. Like so like. There's one of Rammstein songs where it's like it's actually about like a plane crash, like, and it's just like the smell of burning flesh in the air and all this, like really graphic stuff. Because like in Germany, that's the way they dealt with censorship. It's like, look, my album is going to be censored, so I'm just going to get weird with it.
How do you pronounce their names again? Like what? Because isn't
Rammstein or
Rammstein?
Yeah.
and then the other one I was on about is Die Ärzte, which just means the doctor.
Yes.
That-
Yeah. Them.
But they had like really weird
Because
stuff.
loads of that stuff used to get passed around when
Yeah.
I was studying and stuff like that. It's really rough. It's really.
It's like one of their songs is about like a woman bringing
porn.
One of their
Or
songs
song.
about
no,
music
it's just
bang.
like shocking stuff. It's
Like-
not
Yeah.
just.
one of their songs, like it's not even their most shocking one, but it's quite shocking. Like, it's about a woman bringing a dog to bed and sleeping with her dog.
Yeah.
'Cause they were basically like, right, you're going to censor us. We're going to write about the most fucked up thing we can because why not?
But I've slept with my dog. I'm so confused.
No, as in like,
Oh,
Sexually.
Sort of
Yeah.
like an
Yeah,
being
yeah.
sexually with your dog.
intercourse with the
Yeah.
dog. But no, I'd never done that.
so like, it's just a
That's
weird thing with
disgusting.
a lot of German bands. They've done things like that where like, obviously they don't support any of these ideas, but they were like, it was just a whole protest of, you're telling us that we're really fucked up and weird, so we're going to
Yeah.
be fucked up and weird with our
I had two
with our
dogs in the bed with me.
Was it Dookie and what was the other one?
Rogie.
Rogie.
I have photographs.
Photographs.
Yeah.
You know,
OnlyFans.com/you.
it's like you sort of
Huge
like
dog.
Dookie and Rogie, like
No,
number one
no,
dog,
no,
number
no,
two.
no.
No?
Rogie was equally loved.
Okay, just not as much as Dookie.
different
Different
personality.
Different context.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You say equally loved, like you're talking about equally hugged, and
yeah.
just kind of. That's
I
not.
used to give them a kiss every night
Okay.
before I went to bed.
Yeah,
Rogie,
and what
Rogie
did
sounds
Lick
like
your face.
Rogie sounds like what Scooby Doo would call Yogi Bear.
Yeah. Rogie.
how did Rogie respond to the nighttime
you'd
kiss?
you'd have to kind of convince her, like,
Yeah.
whereas Juki just lick your face straight away.
Yeah.
I'd be delighted. She'd look off in the other direction, pretend she didn't see you were in the room. Who are you? Who are you?
I feel a bit like I might be Rogie.
Yeah.
That was very vocal.
What? Yeah, no, that's Rogie.
Well,
there.
would you do that?
Yellow
Look,
jumper.
would you look off in the other direction and pretend we weren't in the room?
Yes, you know I do that.
She's done that. I remember like telling you I don't know, I think we were here. I don't know. I told you like the most traumatic thing that ever happened in my life.
Go on.
This is
Stevie,
I
it
come
was
on
the
now.
most traumatic thing
Are
ever
you okay to
happened in my
relive
life.
the story, Kieran?
Oh, I'm not going to say that because I fear I can't tell anyone ever again.
You can.
Because I was staring that, and I remember, and then Haley just stared like past. You know, you behind the shoulder. Where you're talking like this, but I'm looking like that. Where like this, folks at home, where you're looking at me, you're telling me about the time
That happened.
that happened. And what was the time? When I say the time,
Too.
yeah. Well, basically, I went down. I was in the middle of the square in the town, and my pants fell down.
What are you talking about?
No, it's just traumatic. I'm okay. You can't laugh at it. You're laughing at me. I was trying to tell her, but she's laughing. Anyway, she burped. While you're telling the thing, she goes.
That's
It's
a
so-
frog noise. That's not a burp, is it? That's a frog noise. Stop that
Rogie
now.
used to do that as well.
Rogie used to do that.
It's all coming back now.
did-
Do you know what Rogie used to do as well? She used to knock on the door, right? She used to knock on the door like this. Knock on the door, let me in. And you'd be like, oh, I don't want to let you in. I'll let you in. Right? Knock. You go over to open the door and she look off in the other direction, pretend she didn't see you.
Oh.
Did she also
Just actually
ignore
knock
you?
like that.
Did she
fuck?
ignore you when you were in the square with your pants down?
Yes.
Look,
Yes.
see, that's
Don't
God
stop.
judging you. That's
It's not
God
God
judging
judging
you
me,
for your
you-
filthy lies.
You're
isn't
telling,
it?
it's not filthy lies. I spilled water because I can't believe you're just talking about the time that was traumatized.
So Rogie ignored you, and I
ignore.
allegedly ignored Kieran.
Ken Doherty was there. Do you know Ken Doherty? He wasn't really. I'm not going to say that as bullshit. But Ken Doherty, I met Ken Doherty before. This is a man's
Who's he?
friend. Ken Doherty's
Snooker player.
he's world famous snooker player from Ireland, right? So that's the context. That's all you need to know. He's world famous. I'll say it again. Keyword snooker player.
Click on the link.
Yeah, snooker player, no fucking links. And and anyway, he's a snooker player. When we were in like first class or something, at the school which is beside Elvery Sports. Elvery Sports now a place where they sell sports equipment, snooker stuff too. But Elvery's gave the school. They gave us. We were looking for something for Ken Doherty to sign it, and I'll never forget the day that there was about 30 of us, 2 classes, I think, out in the middle of the road having Ken Doherty sign rugby balls. They gave us rugby balls, so I don't even know what he thought.
Players.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought coming to some school in the middle of Ireland. You know,
Oh,
and
do you know what he
getting them to
thought?
sign
He
rugby
thought you were
balls.
all fucking thick.
Yeah,
That's absolutely what he thought.
well,
Isn't it?
Isn't it great that they're out for the day? That's what he thought.
do you know what? The real shame? Yeah.
God bless them. Sure, God love us. That's what he thought.
Jesus, and yeah, then my pants fell down.
Was that when your pants fell down?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why did it fall down?
No,
And
now
Ken
it's coming
Doherty
back
pulled
to-
them back up.
Was Ken
Did he?
Doherty as
No,
good as Steve Davis?
They were best friends. I don't know. They were doing commentating and stuff together now. But like
Really?
I don't know who won more. Steve Davis, I still think has. I don't know. Ronnie Sullivan's obviously. Anyway, like, do you know how embarrassed it is to have your hero? I used to watch him on telly.
pull up your pants.
Every time I watch him, my father and Owen, brother Owen, we'd watch this man on telly winning medals, and now he's pulling up my pants, and you're laughing at that.
Well, apparently I was burping and
Yeah.
ignoring the whole thing.
Yeah.
So just like Rogie did to poor old Hugh.
Yeah,
And it-
well, we
Yes.
won't put this episode out anyway because I don't want people knowing about Ken Doherty pulling up my pants.
Oh.
He's a good man.
Didn't most
He's
of the
nice.
square see it already though?
Yeah, everyone in the school and everyone. I
It was like that thing. Are you now known to everybody as
Mm-hmm.
like the boy? You know when there's the kid in school that does that one thing. Like we had that girl
Yeah.
that like farted in
Or
assembly, and she became known as this one particular name.
Number 11.
What was the name?
I don't want to say because it involved her name.
All right, that's
Um,
you don't do
yeah.
that. No,
Farty.
no.
Carty. Farty Carty. was her
Along
name.
those lines. So now you're like the kid who no one will actually ever know your name, but they'll just remember you as that kid that like
Pants
you.
Considine.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
pants, Considine. Doherty pants, Considine.
Who
Like
I
that.
never told you that much. Who told you that?
What?
That's what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
there's a plaque in the square for it.
With a little engraving of a kid with his pants down by his ankles.
And Ken pulling them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always kept covered though. There's a whole team of people that work to cover it every time you're in the square.
Yeah. Hey, if you
Like-
could have sex with yourself, would you, Stevie? I was thinking about this last night.
Probably not, no.
I think I would.
Because don't you think that'd be like having sex with a relative?
No,
It was-
this,
do you know what
how?
I mean? I
What?
think it would be like that. It would be like sleeping with your
off.
brother or
That's
something.
incest, 'cause
Sorry,
you're related
Owen.
to
No,
yourself.
no, it's not. That's stupid. That's fucked
I
up.
just feel
That's
like
been cut out. That's-
I just feel like even if I met myself, I wouldn't like myself. Like I think I'd find myself annoying.
Oh, Stevie, no, you're lovely.
No, I
Well-
definitely find myself annoying.
I really meant that.
Cause I love like just winding people up. So if I met me, it would just be me winding myself
You
up.
telling
Would you be
yourself
like- would you be
autism
like-
jokes.
Yeah, you telling yourself autism.
Making autistic, mean
Would you
or
be angry
cruel
at
autistic
yourself for
jokes
making
about
that?
yourself.
That's a good. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
The new,
I'll dress up
the
as
new
you.
link for the cloning machine is now under this
Yeah,
video.
for fuck's sake. Right, okay, we'll put this one there. Yeah. The link is there. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
a very philosophical question that you asked there, though, Kieran. Well done.
I know, thanks.
A few of the lads told me that if there was like a female version of me, like me, but just a woman, that they would definitely have sex with her.
I would.
And I thought that was kind of a weird thing to hear because it was just like,
You in a dress.
yeah. And then
If you put a
Would it
dress
be?
How
on,
did that come up in conversation? What were you talking about?
I can't even remember. Like I'm not even going to say who the lads were because I don't want to embarrass them. But,
To
like,
me,
one, yeah.
I would.
they deserve
I
to be
would.
embarrassed for that, Stevie, really, to be honest.
but like one of the guys, like even like he wasn't thinking, and he like took it a step further and made it even weirder. And he was like, just kind of got really excited, like, oh, but like when Stevie's older and like when he has a daughter, that'll basically be Stevie. So like we could just like have sex with Stevie's daughter. And I was
What the fuck?
like, and I was like,
No, you
I
can't.
don't even have a
You can't
kid, and you're
just
trying to
have-
plan this out. And then they were like, oh
Whoa.
shit, wait, I just realized what I said. But they just weren't thinking. They
That's
just
wrong
kind of
on so many levels, isn't it?
they just said it on like with no filter.
It's
and just-
completely wrong, but like I can just imagine fucking someone in that situation.
You know how the
saying
stuff
it's-
comes
it's
out.
coming
Yeah.
out. That's funny.
And you haven't
It's
linked
obviously
the
not, but-
processes together in your own head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it's
but
come out.
as soon as I like kind of went, did you realize what you just said? They just kind of went, oh god, no, oh sorry, I didn't mean like
They
that.
said,
That's awful.
"Oh God,
Not like that.
yeah."
Not like
I
that.
know what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in front of you, like
No,
behind your back.
Well, yeah, I do that, Stevie. Is that weird? Because they said it. Is it weird if I say
I don't hear it.
Were they?
Do you feel comfortable now,
That's
Stephen?
awkward because like the female me definitely wouldn't.
But
Oh man, are you crushed?
Yeah. Well, I would have the
I was gonna
female
say-
version of me would have sex with me.
yeah,
That's all that matters.
there you
exactly. That
go.
makes
Yeah.
up for it, doesn't
No,
it?
there you go.
Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Little consolation prize for you there.
Aw,
you
thanks.
and you.
But would you actually like each other, or would you just like pity each other?
Oh, this is what I was thinking about. Would I be impressed by my? Right.
You
I
said that,
I do have a below average.
you said that
penis.
you thought you would be phenomenal in pleasuring yourself, is what you actually said.
Okay, this is what I said. I think I said I was thinking about this. Okay, I definitely don't have a big penis. But I was wondering, because I know myself so well, would I know how to pleasure myself, and would I be impressed by myself?
Oh god.
Is that weird?
Yeah, but the other you would know what you're going to do, so nothing would be
So,
surprised.
yeah, to be boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you'd
But it
really
would be
get
so
into it, like-
phenomenal. Phenomenal was
if
the
you're-
word you actually used. So it would be so phenomenal that
It would
you
be.
know.
But you know what it is though? If you're because it's being with the right person, right? If you're with
You're the right
no,
person for
but if-
you.
I've never had sex with like any like stranger because I couldn't because I could never even think about it because I just can't get into it. It's not wrong that, but I'm number one too nervous and number two I just find it hard to connect with them. So, but like I know me. Do you know?
Yeah, I'm just looking at Hugh's face. I'm like sitting across from Hugh. He's just like, well, we need a different podcast. Let's go and do different.
Really? Will
No.
we finish up?
No, like I think I think it's an important process for you to finish off because now you've left it hanging.
Wait, is this that bad?
No, but what I don't know because I'm used to you.
I don't think
I feel like you should
Yeah, it's a genuine talk.
complete the story because
Yeah.
now you've left it hanging in
Okay,
a way
why-
that could be awkward.
Okay.
So
No, yeah. So like, okay, when you're with someone,
This is public broadcasting. at its
Yeah.
best.
yeah. Well, when you're with
this
someone,
is what YouTube is for.
Yeah.
look, there's, yeah, no, okay, I can't say that anymore.
Go on,
But
carry
there's- when you're with someone that you really like and you connect to, like, you just feel like you're nearly, I don't know, one or something, and you're just like, because you're comfortable with them, and yeah, and you know, it's like the predictability of what's coming is probably going to be more enjoyable because not predictable because I don't know how to explain it. The comfortability and the familiarity in that sense, even if you don't know someone, you feel like
The
more.
routine.
I think Juki and Rogi be disgusted by this conversation.
Really? But you're
I
the one
see,
sleeping with them.
I can see Rogi looking off up at the ceiling going, no, and Juki go, like that.
Like he did when
Really?
you sang.
That bad?
So you think you
What?
I'm not hungry now.
don't ask.
What did he say? What did he say?
How was the food?
Oh,
so, no,
good.
but so
Thanks,
you
Sean.
so you think that in order to manage the nerves
Yeah, yeah.
and
I'm very
and
nervous about sex.
any
now.
unwanted surprises
Yeah,
that you would be the best person for
yeah.
you.
Because I'm not going to laugh at myself. I'm going to say, "Oh, it's okay."
You'd be laughed
you'd
at.
feel fair shit if you did laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you were in that
Some really
situation,
low
and it was like you cloned
self-esteem.
yourself and there's a female version of you, and they just laugh.
Oh,
Like, it would
it's you and your tiny penis. Look at you.
Like it would definitely like show us like, okay, my self-esteem is lower than I ever thought it was. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Imagine I got that wrong, and they're just like, "No, no." But that's what I was thinking about, and I don't know. I don't know. I know me well anyway, and I know how to have a good time.
That's great. That's your idea of a good time.
Well, I go for pints with myself too first, and that's some weirdo.
That's nice. Who would pay? Who would pay?
Oh,
Who out of you and you? Who would pay?
that's a
for
good
the pint?
question. Probably her. Yeah. It's like some weird parallel universe. But we're getting there anyway. We're going to start getting into all these weird
Oh.
parallel universes and.
Hugh looks sick to his stomach now.
Really?
Is
Is
that the
it
food
that
or is
bad?
that the...
No, it's fine.
No.
No,
it's his
really?
food.
No, it's very, very good.
what would you think if you met yourself?
Is it that bad?
I met myself
No.
where? I did meet myself before. I think I did meet myself once when I was a kid. Honestly. This is
Yeah,
true. I was in a hotel when I was a kid and I looked at this older person.
Yeah.
I thought was me like 20 or 30 years ahead.
No way.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Looked like me. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, how you know if it's you now is if if you go somewhere now and you see a kid looking at you going,
I remember making that
Oh,
mental,
shit.
I remember making
Yeah,
that
that's
mental
mad.
note at the time, saying if I'm ever in this hotel,
Bit of a mic there.
if I'm ever in this hotel, I got to remember this. And I remember where the older version of me was sitting in a window, and
Yeah,
the hotel
yeah.
was in Portlaoise, somewhere around Portlaoise, and I said, "Now, if that ever happens, that's definitely me."
The butterfly effect, isn't
It
it?
was kind of like that, but I haven't actually been sitting in that hotel window yet. But I think I have a couple of years to go before I become that age.
Yeah, that's mad.
It was time traveling.
That's so weird. I wonder. Tell him, get him on the podcast.
The older version.
Yeah.
Did they give you
I'm nearly
any
younger.
useful information?
Is it?
Was
No,
any
I didn't even say anything to him. I just watched.
so no useful information was exchanged?
Yeah, he looked just like an older version of me.
That's mad. So do you think? So if you go back and you meet that younger version, would that be weird being on the podcast?
I probably wouldn't talk
Probably.
to him.
Really,
No.
really.
Did he
Why-
look like a bit of a?
Oh, rest in peace.
What?
God bless America. You know that song?
Yeah, it's
Made
good.
it.
That's right.
Um,
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't. I just pretend I didn't see him.
And did that person do that at that time?
Yeah.
That's
did the older guy, the older you, look like a decent human being, or did he look like a bit of a?
He was all right. He looked just fucking middle of the road, like.
Did he look bored and jaded by life, like he'd had enough and he had no interest left? Or
No, I didn't know.
Oh, that's
did he
that's
look
there you
like?
go.
Did he look like his
Positive.
friends had like robbed his house?
He looked like he'd lost the house. He was talking to this girl in Portlaoise, and it was like how to get the house back. Actually, you look really like the girl he was talking to.
And I live in.
Really?
Yeah, seriously though. Actually,
Wait, I
that
didn't
thought
even know
was
what's
just,
going on.
Really?
that's only crossed my mind there now. You
That's
actually do
fucking
look
weird.
very like that girl.
Oh, that's spooky
This-
now, Hugh.
Well, this is
Yeah, I never thought of that. Actually, you're the image of her.
Yeah, that's mad.
Wow. And I was giving somebody advice on how
Yeah.
to keep a house.
Yeah,
Can't be me.
it was. Yeah,
Could
but he
possibly be
didn't look
me.
like he was keeping it. Like,
It wouldn't have been if it was talking to her about it.
yeah, the kid looking odd.
What do you
Yeah.
think, Stevie? This is like. What do you think?
Just in general.
Yeah, in general. What
I think
do you
I'm
think?
I know. I'm just kind of doing the whole Rogie thing of just like.
Yeah.
Well,
If it's
oh, yeah,
Rogie,
yeah.
it's like this.
Yeah.
You get the back of the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a Rogie.
Were they related, Rogie and Dookie? Were they brothers?
they were married.
Oh, that's why she was like that.
He was full of enthusiasm, and she was just fucking bored.
Yeah, she'd had enough, you see. That's what happens when you get married. It's just fucking happens to you instantly.
Yeah, they sleep together, all right.
And you used to sleep with them.
Yeah.
Why? And if you're allowed to sleep with your dogs, what's wrong with me sleeping with myself?
Oh, you're welcome to it. Like, just do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. Knock yourself out.
But you won't be able to put it on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
No.
Owen. I'm sorry to disturb you now.
Poor Owen.
Just say Owen. This is my brother Owen is here, and I'm going to ask him
Crying in
potentially
the
a
corner.
lovely question, a disturbing question. Wait, should I even ask you this? It's probably a bit much, is it? But no, Owen says I shouldn't, but he's my brother. No, look, we're supposed to be brothers. If there was a, like, would it be weird if this Christmas there was two versions of me and,
They were going out with each other.
yeah,
Because you're probably fondling each other like 5 minutes before the dinner. So yeah.
fondling each other 5 minutes before the dinner?
in
But
a really
sorry,
in a phenomenal way.
no, but like I'm still gonna be I'm still gonna be worried sick about Santa coming. I'm not gonna be making any mistakes. Like,
Yeah, that's laughter.
That would be the mistake. Would be fondling yourself 5 minutes before the dinner.
why everyone
Fucking-
fondles themselves?
The horse is already bolted by that
What
point.
does there's not many people watching this now are going to finish up this and fondle themselves. People
Not
fondle
after
themselves
this,
on a
then.
daily basis. But I'm talking about, I feel like it's more ethical to have another version of fondle myself because sometimes I don't even ask for consent. I just start masturbating.
Stop that now.
But like Jonathan, what, is that too much?
Oh, we were trying to have a lovely meal.
Is that too
Weren't we? We
is that
just
too
came
much?
together to have a lovely meal. Hugh's gone into some sort of stupor. Hugh's like become catatonic with some sort of stupor. Stevie's just awkward as all hell now. He doesn't know what to say,
don't really
what to
want the
do.
house now,
And I'm
yeah.
about to do an involuntary admission on you.
Yeah.
I think it's come to that
Well,
point.
What's an involuntary admission?
It's where you put somebody in an involuntary capacity for their own good into a psychiatric unit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, I'd definitely be fondling myself then, so you can work away. If I go on there, there'll be nothing else to do. You want to see excessive fun.
Time for bed.
Yeah, we'll think we finish up there now anyway. That would be the mature thing to do. Yeah? We talk about the food? No, not
No.
today.
Never again.
Definitely not. When
Yeah.
we talk
She'll
about
never be
food.
mentioned again. I feel
Yeah.
sick.
No, but like anything
The
said in this,
combination of the food and the conversation around this table has made me feel quite sick.
swear to God,
I think
it
we
was
should
actually
say
that
hello
bad.
to Charlie if he's still watching.
Charlie commented.
I know, but we should say hello to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Lame dear. Thanks for watching all the
Yeah.
episodes and your
We-
genuine support.
Yeah.
I love you, Charlie.
Yeah,
We
he's our
do.
biggest he's our biggest fan, and
Our poor Charlie.
really cool.
Listen to this shit.
I know.
Charlie. Whoa, actually, there's a person now. Charlie. Yeah, Charlie. Like I really.
no.
What?
No.
Charlie gave on the most mad conversations ever. He's given us the
Good
most
advice.
really cool, funny, and I would love to know what he says about this conversation.
Oh God.
I think there's
Charlie.
something wonderful in it, but you keep making disgusting noises in it. All I'm saying, kids, that shouldn't be watching this. All I'm saying that's what people say. I didn't mean there's no kids watching this. This is being age restricted. This is the first one. We're 18 plus. If you don't have an account that's ID'd, Google won't let you watch this. So everyone here is 18 because we're going to do that. We're going to do the mature thing.
My mother has been watching this.
She 18.
Do you know what the problem is though? My mother's going to be watching this. That's the real big thing. Anyway, but
my
like,
mother's going to have a chat
look.
with your mother.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying, love yourself.
Oh, you've done enough of that this evening. Cut down on it, please.
Yeah. less love for the South.
Get a hobby.
Yeah. Get a job. Jesus.
Right.
We're off.
No, thanks everyone for watching.
And thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Thanks, and I don't need voluntary admissions. I just need people to be
involuntary.
more open-minded.
Involuntary. The admission would be involuntary.
Whatever. I just think people need to be more open-minded because, I'm allowed.
Do whatever you want with your own body parts, can't you? You can stick your own parts wherever you like.
No, that's
Well,
no.
with consent.
Yeah.
Wherever
Yeah.
you're sticking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, with myself, me and myself would be
Yeah.
best friends. We would have coffee together. We would have long walks in the park, and a long night of hard Netflix watching, and that would be it. And then
But which of us would be replaced on the podcast by your other self?
shit, me.
You'd replace yourself.
Yeah,
So from next week on, you're going to use the other Kieran.
yeah.
Fair enough.
See, that's who's going
Who's
to
a
be
girl?
here. That's
Who's a girl?
Yeah, that's who's going to be here.
Kirona.
Stay tuned.
Corona.
Corona. What the fuck?
Could have just gone with Karen. Like.
Karina.
There's loads of names could have gone with. Like fucking.
I wanted
yeah.
to make it special to you.
Karina
Like-
Corona.
What?
Karina Corona.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Will we finish up now?
Yeah.
Jen.
That's before, yeah.
Wait.
it
Do you think
gets
we can
worse.
use that? Does that all have to get scrapped? Yeah.
No, I think
Okay.
Right,
we'll use
so-
it.
But it's done now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. You've said
It was well composed and written. I really think you put a lot of thought into it.
Hey,
I like it.
Martin Luther King never planned out his speech.
Yeah.
That's all I say. But yeah.
I love how
And he
you're
made
comparing
phenomenal
yourself
change.
to Martin Luther King.
No, but I not compare. He made phenomenal
You
change,
did.
but just with a microphone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but Dr. King didn't talk about funneling himself. Like,
No, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Not into the microphone anyway.
Yeah. No, look, we will finish up now. Have you anything else to add before we finish up?
Sorry.
Wait. Oh yeah. Oh no, because this will be out. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you've seen our last episode, tomorrow is Thursday. It's a new concept we're doing, and go back and watch that. And yeah, we're trying to go back to an older way where we can give like anyone a chance to come on, have the crack, more relaxed conversations. These conversations are mental, and the guest conversations are more focused. We're trying to go back to when we were doing it in Green Sheep. We want to just sort of circulate between different people and create a more relaxed, maybe controlled would be the word, and conversation. Yeah, and yeah, so that's tomorrow is Thursday. Out every Wednesday. To get
Class.
this is the joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Bye bye, and
Bye.
yeah, all jokes.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, mommy. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
bye.
Well, is that too bad? We can't use that, can we?
But if it's age restricted, definitely.